I spent a lot of time thinking about how to start or even what to say in this video. I mean, how do you start out the conversation explaining one of, if not the most influential and developmental years of your life? It blows my mind thinking of how much this year has changed me, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I've never looked back at a time of my life and seen so much happen, not just in the things I did, but in who I've become. I look back at so many other years, and I've marked every achievement by what I've gained, the ways I've blown past problems, the ways I've made life easier for myself. But this year it's something different. This year, the Vidlin family got to 1,000 members, and I can't thank you all enough for that blessing and the opportunity to share my life and provide you all with fun, entertaining, and meaningful content, or at least try to. But though that's a major achievement, I never expected to have the honor of that's not what I'm coming away with into 2019. Yes, in the past years, I've always been the most thankful for the ease and enjoyment of the past year, but this year, that's not what I'm the most thankful for. You see, the second half of this year was one of the hardest times of my entire life. My family was going through a really hard and rough patch. It's seeming like every member of my family was going through some other terrible situation. My job was basically non-existent. Nearly all of my close friends I'd had for years were gone. And even my best friends ended up leaving. I was lost, I was beaten, and I felt utterly alone. And you see, it's at this point a lot of people give up. I could tell Satan was pretty happy with the shambles he put my life in, attempting to get me back into a habit I had finally been beginning to move on from. Wounds I could finally tell were not just scarring over, but healing. But that's not where it ended. In fact, this was the point I am the most thankful for this year. You see, before this, I was already in shambles. I was a person completely crippled by a destructive habit that put me in a state of constantly beating myself up. My confidence was torn to bits, my self-image was terrible, and I relied on every person around me to tell me who they thought I was, because who I thought I was an absolute wreck. But it was at this point of being at the lowest I could be, hitting the rock bottom of losing everything I had thought had worth in my life, that I finally looked up. And it was at that point, my life completely turned around. Not only did I finally have the courage to do what was necessary to get rid of that habit, but I was seeing myself through a completely different lens. I saw myself through God's eyes. And through that journey of seeing who I was in His eyes, I started on one of the most amazing times of my life. Finding another church family I can count on, feeling this new revival of a spirit of worship in me, meeting new people as well as meeting one of the best friends I've ever had. And the crazy thing is, none of this would have ever happened had I not fallen flat on my face and had my pride and my comfort stripped away from me. I can truthfully and proudly say that I am a very different person than the start of this year. I'm still growing, and it's been amazing seeing how God's been able to work already. And I'm only getting more and more excited for the bit by bit He's revealing to me as I go. It's scary, and I have no idea where He's leading me. But man, is this one of the most exciting adventures I've ever had the privilege of taking. I'm absolutely terrified what this year has in store. But at the same time, I can't wait. And boy, I can't wait to share it with all of you. Thank you all for your support this past year. Through the breaks and the hiatuses I've taken, I am so proud to call all of you a family. And it just makes me more and more excited for where we're going this year. Thank you all so much. And I'll see you next year. Bye-bye.